His nickname is Superbad.
Oh, I hope we don't lose everything. I'm gonna feel like a jackass.
What kind of things do they do in an establishment called Still? Pretty sure she gets a lot of comments about how effing hot she is, so she's probably tired of them. But
Well, you kind of had to suspect that that's what was going on anyway.
there's no reason he shouldn't have qualified. I guess he did crash kind of twice.
Throwing
Yes.
that at the wall and seeing if it sticks.
This is the Talkin Moto podcast. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for stopping by. It's the Talkin Moto podcast. It's Monday, April 25th, 2016. Round 15 from Foxborough done. And Jason is here. Jeff's a little MIA right now, but he's coming. Hopefully on the show. Should be entertaining, hopefully.
We hope.
Now, you guys were gone this weekend. Or, I shouldn't say gone.
Where were we gone to?
You were at Jordan, right? Saturday? Doing a little track maintenance? Racing, riding?
Did some dirt work, did some riding, did some working on the bike, did some racing. Shoot, exhausted still. Just did it all, man.
Nice. So, I was watching Race Day Live, and I'm seeing posts on Twitter, and it's just this soup hole, and I'm like, oh, wow, this is going to be fantastic. And they're going out for practice, and the guys weren't even doing the triples. I'm like, wow, this is sweet. Of course, we did get some, what was it, minute 15 lap times, and
Yeah.
so practice was shit. And, I was busy. And I was like, it's time to make the picks, right, for fantasy. So I'm doing all that. And they did a pretty good job from what the track was, during practice and qualifying. Because, when I finally turned the race on, I'm expecting it just to still be a shithole. But it was a different kind of hole, I guess. It was dry, and I'm like, wow, this is completely different than what I thought, but I don't know. But, yeah, we can talk about Jordan. How was it? Good time? First one of the year?
Jordan was good. Started out the day a little bit under the gun. Showed up there kind of early, helped the guys get things finished up and get the track whipped into shape. And it was tough, man. I mean, I got there and the track wasn't done, and those guys were working their asses off trying to get it whipped into shape, and finally did. Any track like that, when you build it last minute, is bound to be soft, and it was, which made for some pretty interesting situations. But, we got through the night alive anyway.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know if if that's Caleb or Brett in the chat room. I've been actually having a pretty good time watching Caleb posting all his GoPro footage. So it looked like a ton of fun. A few maybe close calls along the way. But
there was a few. That track is going to be a blast when it firms up, and it will. I mean, I guarantee it's already in 100% better shape just with the rain we've had in the last 24 hours. So I'm really looking forward to going back there again in a couple weeks and racing again, because I think that track is just going to be sweet.
I don't know what it is about it, but just from the footage I saw, I hate the tunnel jump. I don't mind.
Why?
I don't know. It just seems weird how it drops off. I don't know. I never was a fan of it when I was riding. I like the tunnel and even jumping. I don't know what it is. I don't know what to do to fix it, but it's just weird.
I'm a big fan of the tunnel jump.
I don't know. Maybe because I would always go, far enough to obviously do like the first downside, but I would never jump far enough.
You double it and then have to bounce off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're doing that, then it kind of sucks. But it's a ton of fun to jump. That sucker shoots you up in the air, and it's sweet.
Need some more throttle. Were you able, I'm kind of jumping around here, but were you able to find us on the Google Play?
I never even tried. Forgot all about it. I was going to look for it on Tuesday night, and what was I doing Tuesday night? I don't remember. But I forgot all about it.
No, that's okay. Because I totally forgot about it too till I just saw it on my hit list. Because I know it pops up on if you do it on like a desktop search, but it doesn't show. It shows up 3 videos. I don't understand. I'll have to have Andy help me, but probably doing something wrong.
Yeah, I think I was working on the bike on Tuesday night, and I was cranking some tunage, and I thought, I should try it. I was cranking tunage on Google Play, and I was thinking, I should probably see if I can find the podcast, but my hands were all greasy, and I just didn't feel like looking for it.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But, so yeah, that'll lead in. So we should be on the Google Play. Otherwise, it's SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, of course, right here on YouTube. So, make sure to like the old Instagram at Talkin Moto Podcast and the Twitter at Talkin Moto. Getting a little Facebook traffic every once in a while, so just search Talkin Moto on Facebook. And how's Northland doing?
It's there. It doesn't. I don't really do anything with it, so I really don't know how to answer that when you ask me that.
Well,
it's there. People are using it.
Check it. I check it out.
Still get a few. Seems like every day get 1 or 2 more people added in there. So
getting a mix.
I guess it's alive and thriving.
Now, don't you get do you get notifications every time someone posts on there?
I do.
Amber signed me up for something on. I don't know. It's like one of those buy, sell, trade thingy-majigs. So it's just like, so-and-so posted on blah, blah, blah. I'm like, That's what I go, ugh. Because that reminds me why she signed me up for that, and that's because I'm supposed to put stuff on there to try to sell. But I never do.
Yeah.
Someday
I will. Those things can get pretty annoying. That's why I hate it when people add me to groups. It's like, no. If I wanted to be added to your group, I would ask. Don't add me to your group and then try to sell me sunglasses.
Shoot. Well, this is off our normal topic, but we do talk about this. And what all happened? Was this the Wild game with the puck was clearly across the line?
Yeah, but the puck was not clearly across the line.
Yeah, what all happened there? All I've been seeing is the posts on Facebook.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's been fixed a little bit, because I saw the original, and from the angle right on top of the net, it does not look like the puck crosses the line. And his skate was a hell of a lot closer to the post than they're showing it in that picture, which makes me think that that's shopped, because the post should be in that picture, and it's not.
I get you.
Everybody's all worked up over it. They weren't going anywhere anyway. I mean, even if they did by some miracle get through this series, they weren't going on past the next one. They totally backed into the playoffs. They didn't even deserve to be there. And I'm a Wild fan. And the farther they got in the playoffs, the more likely that they were going to be to keep this coach and not hire a real coach. And we need a real coach. So you need to look at this as a bright spot. It's a good thing for Wild fans that they're done. They would have been better off if they hadn't even made the playoffs.
I was able actually to catch a little bit more hockey the last week or two.
Jeepers.
Sorry about the noise, guys.
Whoa.
I think old Bear Trap just got run over.
You guys leaving the
I'm
strip
walking
club?
the streets of downtown Madison, so
Careful.
Downtown.
careful.
It's a rough neighborhood.
God, the only thing I need to be worried about is mowing down a hipster.
Watch out for the penguin.
Or getting slapped by some broad for checking her out.
Hey. She should be flattered. Shoot, where were we just talking? Oh, the hockey. Yeah, because they were starting so late, like, 9:30 or something like that? So
Yeah.
I was actually able to catch a lot of them, and maybe I shouldn't have tuned in because the last one that I watched, I think the Wild were up going into the third period or something, and they were like, yeah, and the stats show that the team leading going into the third period wins blah 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 amount of the time, and it took like a minute for him to tie it. Like, yeah.
You blew it.
Yeah, I jinxed them. But that's it. That's all the hockey knowledge that I have for tonight.
I'm done talking about hockey for the year, so don't ask me about it again.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, maybe a big thanks to everyone that's helping us out this year. The Spring Creek MX Park. Whoa, careful. Moto Kazi.
You hear that? We got a big applause for Spring Creek.
All right. Derek Gibson, Art Designs, Matt at Plainview Power Sports, and good old SKD. Where do you guys want to start? Here's my little funk that I'm in, and maybe we can talk about your guys' thoughts on the daytime race. Do you guys like that?
Stupid.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm with Jason on that. It's pretty stupid. But whatever. It's TV.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of upset with myself that this last weekend and then the weekend before, for me, it's been the first two nice weekends of the year, and I've spent them both in the basement working. So, it's finally nice out. I really don't want to sit inside and... Well, I guess I was sitting inside working, but it's just I don't know. I like them starting later, and maybe it'd be cool if you were there. You could go to the races in the afternoon, and then you got all evening to go out or do whatever, or come back home. But
I just think it takes away from the whole show. I mean, it's hard to watch, especially when the sun's out. It sucks when they're going in and out of shadows, and the first two heat races, the track was so shiny you couldn't see what was going on anyway. And I don't know, it seemed like practice. It didn't seem like they were racing until it started to get darker out. So I'm just not a fan of it. Not to mention the fact that this time of the year I'm riding, so I'm not going to watch those races live.
Yeah. Yep. And I finished watching the 450 main right before we started. I had a hard time watching it, and I started watching them again tonight when I got home from work, and I really had a hard time even watching them. I was trying to watch them a second time. It's kind of eh.
By some act of God, I made it until 9 o'clock last night without knowing anything about what happened. So I watched them all last night.
That is impressive. No. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I really don't have much. I know Baggett didn't qualify. That was kind of a bummer deal.
A little bit shocking.
I think, I don't know if that was you, Jason. Did you call it that Bubba would be done for the year?
I believe I did.
Yeah. So I mean,
I don't think it was too much of a stretch, though, to say that.
Shoot.
When does Malcolm finally get credit for what he's doing and is not called James Stewart's little brother all the time?
That is a good point. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, he's probably going to live under that shoe forever.
Poor guy.
But, I guess I'm interested to see. I think it was MX Bob I seen posting stuff on Racer X. I don't know. And I think I even said this last week. I just don't see the outdoors going any better for him. But I guess we'll wait and see.
Hard to say. MX Bob, like the MX Bob?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Really?
Was there more than one MX Bob?
Well, I don't know if, I didn't know who you were talking about. I mean, I still picture our MX Bob. Is that who you're talking about?
Like the older skinny guy?
Yeah.
MX? Yeah. As far as I know, that's him.
Huh. Neat.
I'll have to see if I can't find like a profile or something on there.
Holy shit.
What happened?
There's like 2.5 billion scooters in this town, and none of them have exhaust pipes. Should yell, sound check that bastard.
Shoot.
It's this is an interesting town. I should probably pay attention to where I'm walking, or I'm gonna get fucking hit by a scooter.
That's okay. Well, it doesn't matter. You could be on the street or in the sidewalk or in the grass. Just make sure they hit you.
As long as I don't get hit by a hipster on a scooter. That's super embarrassing.
I think it's pretty fair to say that if you're going to get hit by somebody on a scooter, it's going to be a hipster in Madison.
Oh, it'll definitely be a man wearing capris. There's no doubt about that.
God.
I believe that's the only type of pants men wear here.
Jeff's going to come back wearing capris.
Oh, I'm finally to the hotel. Peace and quiet.
Oh, man. So, yeah, even when it boils down to the Talkin Moto Fantasy Supercross, I still haven't even updated those things.
What's wrong with you?
It's not good. Falling behind. So, I was kind of, I guess, slightly irritated with, obviously Dungey had a chance to lock up the title. What he needed, 4 points, 3 points, 4 points, something like that. And your buddy Ralph made the comment about all the, everyone from KTM was there, blah, blah, blah. If Dungey, Dungey wins. If Dungey would have won, it would have been done. Right? Gotta be.
I'm pretty sure that's how it was going to work out.
Yeah, he had 47 points.
And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but like, I don't know. It's like he's been riding good and he's won, the last 2, 3. Not saying that he couldn't have won this one, but like, I don't know. That just seems like a lot of...
Well, he couldn't the way he was riding.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to lose his podium streak for a minute. I think Anderson gave him too much slack.
I kind of felt the same way.
I kind of feel like he was thinking, I don't know. I mean, I don't think he would have done it, but you got to kind of wonder a little bit, like,
Oh,
We gotta go back and see what his pit board said every lap. See if it said move over.
I was listening to a podcast on the way out here yesterday, and I noted something that was interesting, talking about Mr. Alden Baker, talking about how, yeah, he's good at what he does, but everyone he trains that's been a champion has already been a champion before he trained them. So what's he doing?
I've always
He's
kind of felt that way about that guy.
taking the best and keeping him the best.
You have to win a championship,
And it was
or
from
Alden Baker will work with you.
It was from a very well respected industry guy named Mitch Payton who said that. So it was it was eye opening.
that was pretty good.
That's awesome.
I listened to that one too.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Not that Alden's not good, but I mean he does obviously work with the best because you can't afford him unless you are the best, and so no surprise there. The best keep on getting better.
Interesting. Boy, I'm scatterbrained today.
Hey, you guys, how are you not excited about this race? This was like one of the best races, 250 and 450 in a long time.
I am excited about it, but I answer the phone and the first thing Scott says is, I was thinking maybe we shouldn't even do a show tonight.
I can't
First
help.
off, I stayed up till midnight, and I probably wouldn't have watched it if I didn't have to do this tonight. And pretty damn good racing, I thought.
My attention was not.
You got Scott Debbie Downer.
I know. Damn it.
That's just disappointing, man. It was, and I had to watch it by myself because, you know, my family's super cool and went to bed. Yeah, it was like,
You know what?
Wow.
I threw the hook out there and you didn't invite me over, so I went home.
when did you do that?
But I asked you what you were doing. You're just like, I'm just gonna go home.
Oh, I thought you meant I thought you were trying to get me to commit to go to Evans, but
No.
I told Laura
I didn't.
I would go home to watch the kids so she could go over there, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm too tired." So it all came apart. But I had to go home because I was leaving town, and I feel bad leaving town for 3 days and not seeing them all day on Saturday. So,
I get that.
You jerk.
yeah. Then I drove all the way out here at a fucking thunderstorm last night, which sucked. I get like 30 minutes from home and I can't even see anything on the road, so I pull over. I'm like, what am I doing? This is the baddest idea I've ever had. I thought for sure I was supposed to be heading east when I got to Owatonna, but for some reason I was thinking I was going to hit 90 and forgot that I had to hit 14 first and get over to Roch. So
Yeah.
I was all sorts of confused.
Surprised you didn't get swallowed up in that tornado down there.
Oh man, dude, the weather was wicked. And I got one headlight because I got a light burned out. So I got no vision. Luckily, it was lightning so bad you didn't have to worry about headlights. Just see the road when it was lightning, and otherwise you just guessed where you were going.
That's awesome.
Super sketchy. And I was hydroplaning all over because I have like 2 30-second tread remaining.
That is something I would never, ever do.
That's no shit.
Got a 5-hour road trip. Bald tires, check. Headlight out, check.
Sounds like a good trip.
I finally rolled in here at like 1 o'clock, and 5:30 comes pretty quick when you're not in bed until 1:30. And then 9 hours of classroom. Jesus, it was a miserable day.
So did you learn anything?
Yeah, that's the thing. Almost all of this today was a repeat of stuff I already went through. So it was exceptionally brutal.
So you didn't
But
learn any new chops or kicks or anything?
no. I'll be a yellow belt when I come home, so I will karate kick the shit out of anyone. But
I'll still kick your ass.
yeah, they haven't taught us a single move yet. So it's funny. I tell that to my son. I'm like, I'm going to yellow belt training. He's like, oh, I didn't know you were in karate. I'm like, really? You think I'm in karate? Like, you think you don't know me that well that I would be in karate and you don't even know it?
Whoa.
Grasshopper.
It's not real karate, people. Let's get that straight. I'm not wearing a robe tomorrow.
You should. That would be awesome.
I show up, start calling the guy sensei. We do use a couple of these terms, though. We use Kaizen and Gimba or Gemba and some other things. It's pretty funny. Did I say Chinese? If I said Chinese, I meant Japanese.
I don't know, so I know nothing about karate.
And then I just ate at a restaurant that I could not identify the food I was eating, so that's super fun.
It's a recipe for disaster.
If you can't pronounce the stuff on the menu, you might be an idiot from Northfield.
Oh, shoot. All right. So you're all excited about the 250 class.
Pumped. Super pumped.
Super pumped, no sarcasm.
No, I mean, it's good. We got one more potential, weather type event where we're going to have unpredictable weather. I guess we got two, really, because you don't know in Vegas. But chances are it'll be dry. But New Jersey could be good. You never know.
Could be snow. It could still happen.
I don't even know how you spell East Rutherford. There it is. Boom. Let's tune in and see what we got for some weather.
I don't know. At least it's still something that's open, and I suppose something could happen to Dungey. But this weekend, what's he got to do? Just finish the race, basically.
It's pretty much just got to qualify, right?
No, well,
Or make the main.
I could be retarded. I think he's got a 43-point lead. So it doesn't matter what Roczen does. I think Dungey needs 7 points. Is that right? That isn't right. That might be right. I thought I had it figured out.
Yeah, that sounds about right. There's not much needed there to clinch that. He's got to leave 25 ahead. Should be pretty easy.
Yeah. Yep.
But we got a chance, and we got two 250 coasts to decide. And then we're on to outdoors. So there's that. Lots of good things happening.
Stuff's going on.
Okay, so comes down to Vegas. Say this 250 East it tightens up, right? Say Martin wins, maybe Stewart finishes 8th or 10th or something, right? So then it's really close. A couple points going into Vegas. Is it going to irritate any of you guys if West guy, not so much beats an East guy or vice versa, but a guy from a different coast does something retarded to take one of the other title contenders out.
I'm not going to care all that much either way.
Yep. That works too.
Well, like, who's gonna get in the way? Who's gonna be an idiot?
I'm not.
No one's gonna do that.
Right. Well, you'd think not, but
There's a few out there that might.
I don't know. I just hope like all the good guys get a good start and they can just battle it out. I don't even. That's the thing. That's what's nice about it is I really don't care who wins the 250 coast. Obviously, Cooper is pretty much a guaranteed, but
I'm going to feel like an idiot for saying this because I really don't know how they're doing it. I mean, is it anyone can go and try to qualify? Or is it the top?
Oh, I can't imagine. It's got to be just the top seeded in, isn't it?
I don't know. 'Cause,
I would certainly think so.
You're going to get a lot of guys that, you know, you should hopefully have 20 fast guys, you know, not saying that they're not fast, but like, you know, there's some guys that just aren't to the same level as the guys toward the front. So I would hope maybe that the level would be more even, maybe. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but that does make sense though, right?
Sure.
Fair enough. Side note, I was listening to the recap, and they were talking about apparently Roczen was upset with Grant not getting out of the way. What do you guys think of this idea? Is give them, you know, start waving the flag, right? Here comes whatever. Let's say Grant's going through a section. You got two guys that are just going to town with the flag. So he clearly sees it. Roczen comes through. Give him like another section, and if he is not either checking up to get out of the way or moving out of the race line or fast line, just freaking black flag him. Or is that too much?
Well,
if he misses two blue flags, then how's he going to see the black flag?
That is true. But I don't know. It's like I'm a little unsure on some of these. Because wasn't it Weimer, one of the heat races, or maybe it was the main, it was like there's a guy sitting on the shoulder or edge of the track. There's like the medical guy, the track guy. They're both sitting there, but all they have out is a caution. You know, so everyone's still jumping everything, yet there's a guy that's clearly still on the edge of the track. But then there's times where, you know, let's say Bubba crashes. Oh, red flag. You know? So it's like, I think some of that crap is really inconsistent. Of course, I could just be wrong.
I feel like there's too many flags. I mean, do we really have to have one that says, okay, there's a rider down, be careful, and then another one that says wheels on the ground? Why can't there just be one? And when it's out, wheels on the ground.
I'm all for that, because to me personally, the yellow flag means nothing to anybody. They're gonna
pretty much. I mean, it's more of a directional thing, you know. So yellow flags out in this portion, go to the other side of the track or whatever. But I just feel like it's a lot to kind of take in, I guess.
No.
I feel like it'd be a lot easier to know what's going on. If you see a flag waving, okay, there's a problem, wheels on the ground.
Yep.
Unless it's blue, of course.
crazy. I don't know. That's just what I was thinking about today. It popped into my brain. Because, like, you know,
I don't recall Grant being in the way. I don't know what Roczen's bitching about.
Yeah, and maybe it wasn't on the broadcast. Maybe there was, like, the interview there. I don't know. But, because the only part that I saw, like, Roczen kind of come through the pack, but, you know, on the other hand, too, Grant's in, like, 10th, and he's battling with, like, Brayton, so it's like, you know, yeah, I don't want to move over either if I'm battling a guy, especially for 10th, you know. I think it's one thing if you're battling for 18th, you know, but if you're in 10th place, I don't want to get out of the way. Like, I'm still racing for a spot here, but I don't know. I think those guys know.
I think you got to protect those guys a little bit though too from, and maybe you guys. I was just commenting on some Facebook stuff, but you know when those guys are battling for a spot, if you could protect them from losing their spot under the blue flag, to let the leaders by, you'd be in better shape.
That would also make sense.
Because yielding for the leaders should not penalize you a spot. You shouldn't, you know. And in essence, you're getting out of the way so the race for the lead can be as exciting as is possible. So you shouldn't be penalized this position. If you pull over and the guy behind you is like, F that, I'm passing this dude. Maybe make it a, I don't know. That's their excuse, right? That's their excuse every time. Well, we're battling too. Well, take that away. You're not battling.
I say get rid of the blue flag. Make them pass him. You wanna lap a guy? Pass. You have to pass him.
Yeah, there was some talk on the other podcast I was listening to about maybe making them 10-man main events and making them shorter, making sure that or maybe making it a you know, two-row start to try to ensure that the best riders are racing with the best riders instead of one guy getting marred in the back of the pack. But I kind of like the idea of 10-rider mains if it's, I mean, I don't think the last 10 riders really, it's not what I watch. I know that. I'm not worried about the battle for 10th through 20th.
I feel like in that situation, you got a 10-lap main, and it's the 10 or the a 10-rider main. You're setting yourself up for some single file boringness. Personally, I like it when a top guy ends up in the back and has to work his way to the front.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that too. I was thinking about, you know, how could you make it so that we talked about how arena cross, how they stagger. You know, if you qualify first, you're going to get last gate pick at some rounds or whatever. What if you did like a lottery system and winning your heat race earned you higher odds, but still you had a lottery where it was up in the air as to whether or not you get first gate pick. You win your heat race and you get 3 entries in the lottery and you get 3 times the chances of anyone else of getting first gate pick. That way you might see guys that, like Dungey, get a bad start and have to fight through the pack to win the championship. I'd prefer that, I think, over a point reset.
I just don't know how much a gate pick is going to affect a guy like Dungey.
Well, I heard about
if you're getting good starts, you're getting good starts.
Well, and someone was saying that, okay, so he gets, a couple weeks ago, he goes to a semi race, right? Might have been 2 weeks ago. He goes to the semi. He qualifies 9th, so his gate pick is 9th. He goes up there to line up, and he gets a gate that's open right next to Roczen, who was the first pick. So he gets the second best gate on the frickin' line with a 9th place qualifying position. Like, obviously things are just going his way, and when things are going your way, nothing doesn't go your way.
Yeah.
So, right. I mean, he could probably pull a start from...
Whoa. You are assuming that Roczen took the best gate pick. Maybe they didn't think it was the best gate pick.
Well, you get my point though. He didn't have to start 9 gates outside of the premier, the good spot. He got a spot right where the top qualifiers would go.
Right. Yeah, I
How does
know.
that happen?
I know what
You
you're
know,
saying.
it's just up, I guess. And when it's your year, it's your year. So
Yeah.
curious to see what happens in outdoors. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope it's not just a blowout for the first 4 races or 4 motos, because that'll really kill any momentum that the series has. But I guess they re-rack them at Hangtown, so it's a new series, everyone's side.
Re-rack.
Speaking of that, how many red flags have there been? Honestly, they need to fire whoever did
6.
their new gate and whoever, like whatever change happened there in the gate, someone needs to be fired.
I agree. I think it's ridiculous.
I will say, I think for the first one, I did see it look like a gate move on this one.
Yeah, I didn't see the gate move, but I saw the entire field try to go, and that's enough for me to know something happened.
Well,
Like, not everyone just decides to go without the gate doing some damn thing.
right.
I kind of feel like that's all it takes, though. Because I felt
it's
like
so funny to see like how much better Alessi's reaction time is than most of them, because he's the first one to he was fully committed too. He dropped the hammer as soon as he saw anything,
But see,
and he moved before everyone else.
I feel like, yeah, he dropped the hammer though, and then hit the gate, and then everybody else went. Like him hitting the gate was enough to make it move just enough that everybody else thought it was going to drop.
Yeah, and it could have been.
I'm gonna drop.
Like
I'm gonna drop my what I saw. Like, to me, the gate that was to Alessi's right, I thought I saw that one go down. Then that's when he hits his gate. That's what I saw. But too, like what I was thinking too is like,
It's not mechanically possible.
I don't know. That's what I.
One gate can't move all by itself.
It's a ghost. So I don't know. There is definitely
there's a gate malfunction that's been plaguing him from all year. There's something going on with that damn gate or the person operating it. I don't know if they switched to some sort of random thing to try to minimize,
I don't think they did. I didn't see it in this one, but that last one, you could see the guy in the doghouse obviously kick it once and it didn't go, and then kick it again. So I think there's some kind of a mechanical malfunction, and it happens with them. But it's like, come on, you guys are running the premier racing series in our sport, and you're having problems with your gate.
And it's not just once. You're having repeated problems with your damn gate, running the most prestigious series in the world.
Yep.
Time for a new gate builder or a new design or something. Revise it. I mean,
it's time to bring back the rubber band.
I was just going to say, rubber band drop.
Yeah, 'cause I don't know. Maybe some of those guys they don't look at the gate, or they see like, they see Dungy move or Alessi move. They see anything, they just freaking go.
Well, that's all I'm saying. All it takes is one guy, even a sound. I mean, even if they think they hear a click, I could see them going.
Yep.
But what does that constitute a red flag? Like, so what if 6 guys went because the gate moved a little bit? I mean, there's obviously there's a mechanical lever that has to release that rotating pin, that main pin that goes along the entire length of the gate. And the process of unlatching it might lift it up just a hair, But guess what, guys? It's your job to get off the gate when the gate drops, not when it flinches or when it does something. I don't think that every single time 4 guys decide to go and smack the gate, it should be a red cross restart. I mean, the gate's going to flinch a little bit before it drops. It has to because of the way the mechanics work of it clipping. I think there has to be some movement before it can drop. And the fact that it wiggles a little bit and then all of a sudden it's a restart, that's bullshit, I think.
Yeah, but it's not fair.
Well, the only I get what you're saying, Jeff, and the only thing to me that why I would like to see a red flag is whoever it may be, and I don't care if it's Dungy or the 20th place guy. Like, if the guy next to me hits the gate and say you don't go, or you don't hit your gate, but it causes your gate not to fall,
How would it do that?
I'm not saying that it shouldn't, but whatever. Say that's what happened, so your gate doesn't fall. Like, you didn't do anything wrong, but now you're gonna get effed out of a start. But
why are we still using a gate? The only motorsport in the world that still uses an archaic mechanical gate to start.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? Line them up?
MotoGP uses lights. Snowcross uses lights. They don't seem to have issues.
Yeah, I think you could do like drag racing where, there's a fucking beam and you can't cross it till the light goes.
Yeah.
But then you have probably a lot of false starts, but...
Well, guess what happens when you false start in drag racing?
Hey, guys, watch the gate, not the pin. When the gate drops, then go.
I like the snowcross, and then if you do jump and cause oh man, that's a shit show. The snow guys, they're pretty good about stopping. Could you imagine all the moto guys tearing off, having to re-rack them? But if you do cause it, make them start backwards.
There you go. No one would do it.
That might be entertaining. But
I don't know why it's, obviously we're not even having this conversation if things are working properly or whatever, or is it just now that everybody's so super sensitive about it that every time somebody hits the gate, the gate had to have malfunctioned. It certainly wasn't my fault.
Shoot. I kind of want to make a comment, but it's not...
Make it.
No, I totally cannot, because I would get in big trouble.
Make it.
Nope.
Why not?
Can't do it.
God, you're a sissy.
I know. That's bar talk. Get some beers in me, maybe I'll tell it. But we started to talk about it. Actually, I'm gonna really jump around, but Jeff. Okay, so Jason, you got a heat win.
Sure did.
All right, Jeff, what happened? Did you get taken out?
Hold on.
Oh God, he's not ready. This is all from the video I saw from Caleb. So, I saw Jason. It looked like it was Jeff, and then he's off the track, and then I didn't see him the rest of the race.
I'm calling him Bear Trap from now on.
I don't know, man. I came out of the first turn and I had a 40-year-old guy wrapped up in my back wheel, so... I had to stop and unwind him out of the sprocket and then get going with my race.
So it was entertaining.
Yeah, I was kind of pissed, but it was a better race to get wadded up in the first turn than the main event. So, whatever.
Cool.
No, I went. I had a good start, and I pulled this dude on the 450, and I was just gonna say, I didn't want him. He was on the outside. I didn't want him going around me, so I foolishly went to the far end of the berm in the first turn. When I got there, there was a cowie waiting for me, and I hit him, and he tipped into me, and then no big deal. I thought, all right, I took him out. Big whoop. So I hammer on the throttle to get back into the race, and my bike just not going anywhere, and I'm being drugged down to the right, and I look down and see a leg sticking out my right side, and look the other way and see a guy yelling at me to stop.
I'm racing here.
So then I had to shut my bike off and put the clutch in and back it up to get his leg out of the back wheel, and then find neutral, start it, and get going again. So I got kind of hosed there, but it was all right. Honestly, it was probably one of the most fun times I had racing, and it wasn't. I was geeked up when I got there because there was 6 of us there, and it was just fun to have that many people there riding. So, 6 people under the easy up, There was, I don't know, there was a pretty decent turnout there, I think.
I felt like it was pretty good. I never heard a number, but yeah, it was just a good day all around. Like Jeff said, we had a good group of guys there, and have everybody under the tent and having a good time. It was pretty hard to beat. I didn't even really care all that much that I had to swap out my clutch halfway through the day.
Oh, no. It was toast?
I've just been struggling with that new clutch. All weekend up in Little Falls, I thought the bike felt weird and felt like the clutch wasn't working right. But then again, I'm riding a track I've never ridden before in some pretty deep sand, so I was just kind of blaming it on that. My rear tire is not the best thing in the world, so I didn't think all that much of it. And then you get to the tighter confines of Jordan, where I know that I can hook up pretty well. Just the first time out on the track, it's like, yeah, this clutch is not right. So took her back to the truck and ripped her open and threw in Old Faithful for the rest of the day. Luckily, I had it with me. I don't really know why. I just thought I should probably throw that clutch in the toolbox. But we got her swapped back out tonight. I got it figured out. It's working like it's supposed to. I tore up the lawn to make sure it's working like it's supposed to. So.
You're just putting in a garden.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Working in some irrigation.
I seen it looked like there was a pretty good number for the old pit bike race.
Oh, my God. That was insane. Those guys are nuts.
So,
there was 26 of them.
Oh, wow.
And it was a bit of a shit show with 26 pit bike riders, but it was awesome.
I remember riding when Lee had like his little Halloween party, riding his little pit bike track he had. That was a lot of fun. But I always do this stupid thing where I know I'm on a motorcycle, but sometimes like I'll jump and like I stick my feet out. Like you get a little squirrely, so you put your foot out, and it doesn't work too well.
Horrible idea.
I know. At the time, it seems like a good idea, and then it goes south quick. But but no, that's good. I had a little rant about Jordan earlier in the week, and I don't know the whole story. And actually, before I go on my little rant, it's got to be on motokazi.com. was putting a flyer together, and I told Jamie I'd mention it, but they're looking for some flaggers and do some wristband stuff. So check out motokazi.com for that if you're interested. It's pretty much all of all the Jordan races. So come hang out and probably get to watch a little dirt biking. So that should be fun. But like, they were still unsure if they were gonna have the race, right?
Yeah.
And that was all because of the county. Am I off there?
No, that's right. The county's kind of been jacking them around a bit.
So I don't know the whole story, but it's just like, I don't know, man. It's like I don't see it as that big of a deal. Like what's the freaking issue here? But
Well, it's the same thing as everywhere else when it comes to those county fairs. You know, they all think the grass is greener on the other side, and they have this venue, and they're going to make so much more money off of it having other events. What other events? I don't know. I don't know where they think they're going to make all this money, but it just kind of blows my mind that they think that they can do better than Motokazi having, what is it, 10 events there this year?
yep. But I don't know. I was thinking about this too the other day, like how cool would it be if Elko was still around, you know?
Oh, be one happy
Don't talk
camper.
like that.
It's just,
I'm like 5 miles from there. It would be a dream come true.
yeah, it's just like, man, everyone had a place to ride, and I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I just think it's, to me, it was never that big a deal. So one day a week, you know, you got to listen to some dirt bikes rip around, you know. But
Will they still do the cars at Elko
Oh, yeah.
on Thursday?
I don't
And they still have practice out there on Thursdays.
See, the homeowners are still being terrorized. But
yeah.
cars, though, is different. It's not a bunch of hooligans.
I was going to say that's hillbillies, not hooligans.
Yeah.
Yeah, shoot. Yeah, so I don't know. That's more random thoughts that popped into my head this week when I saw that.
Hey, you know what, though? They did a really good job for having, like, 12 hours to build something rideable. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty damn good, and I think the layout is right on. Like I said before, I think when that track firms up, it's going to be a blast. So
I think my balls dropped, too, when I was jumping that big triple, so that helped.
that's a plus.
Yeah.
Mine are still in my throat.
It was one of the bigger jumps that I think I've ever hit. It was pretty huge. And I don't know if it really was or not, or if it was just my perception of it, but it felt huge. So
What, okay, so
I think you're just trying to scare me.
no, I'm not kidding. That was a big jump, and it was big. There's not too many jumps where you hit third gear pretty much everything your bike has.
Well, not in that situation anyway.
that brings back painful memories.
That's what I liked about that track, though. You know,
It's
It's
probably
not-
more just because of the sponginess of the takeoff for most of the day. That was probably the biggest,
yeah.
the mental thing when you saw all the ruts and stuff develop. But in the main event, it was solid. It was good to go. No issues.
That was my biggest hurdle on the day, was just trying to negotiate some of the softer spots in the ruts, but
It's one of them things where it makes you feel like your front suspension or your front tire's flat because you'd land and it was just squish. And it's like,
you know,
and it would kind of wiggle, you know, your bike didn't track right. And it's because it was getting pulled into the spongy dirt, not because you had a flat or because your front suspension was too soft or whatever. Was it
I don't know if you
interesting?
noticed. I don't know if you noticed that, Scott. If you watched Caleb's GoPro of the heat race, first lap I'm on the left side of the whoops and get about 3/4 of the way through, and take an immediate right, and end up off the track.
That's how they were. They were pretty sketchy. Like there was just a lot of in the faces of them, and you got pulled all over the place.
Yeah, they were wicked, and there was nothing I could do. I was just totally along for the ride. And thank God, I ended up on the bike, off the track, but on the bike, and was able to swerve right back on and maintain a lead.
There was, I don't recognize everybody, but I think it was in the heat race. Caleb's coming up to the triple, and the dude rolled the first part of the triple. Like, didn't double, rolled the first part, and, like, Caleb almost slammed down on top of the guy.
Yeah, that was pretty sketchy.
I was like, holy. I'm like, what do you... Oh, boy. But
That dude had a rough day. He hit the deck every not Caleb, the guy you're talking about. He hit the deck every time he was on the track, so he was a little gun shy.
He actually had a pretty wicked crash earlier in the day in practice. He went down in the rhythm section pretty hard, so.
Oh, well, he went down off of the double, too, in practice, and I hit him.
Yeah.
So he had a really rough day.
Yep. And poor Steve.
And in the main event, he went off the track, too. So, no good for Steve Annan.
I monster trucked his bike for him. So.
that was Steve that rolled the triple?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That triple had a lot of people second-guessing their decisions in life.
It had me. I'm not going to lie.
What was going on with that section after you come across, or you go underneath the tunnel, and you come out, and then it was like a wall, and then was it like 3 doubles in a row? Was there 4?
Yeah.
But
no, it was 3 in a row, but that was the same thing. That section was just sketchy as hell because it was all rutted up and soft, and it was that was another one that was claiming a lot of guys. I mean, I followed Caleb through there 3 laps in a row where I didn't want to be anywhere near him because one lap he's going one way, the next lap he's going the other way, and it's just the track taking you wherever it wants you to go.
yeah, I think I saw that on one of them. But no, definitely, it was fun. Hopefully, he keeps posting those. It's nice too. Like, obviously, I know you guys, so, and then I see you guys in the frames too. So it's pretty cool. I enjoyed it.
It was a good time. Well worth the work.
All right, what else we got here? So, what's the weekend plan? You guys hitting Millville?
Well, first off, Jeff, did you see what Midway is doing?
No.
$10 Thursday night.
Oh, yes, I did see that. I take that back. I didn't realize it was $10, though.
Yeah. Sounds like they'll have 2/3 of the track open and prepped.
Ooh.
You going down?
I don't know. We'll see.
We got a big regional meeting that night. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it.
Like I said, we'll see.
That's a damn lie. I'm not going to the regional. What time? 4 to 8? Something?
I think it's 3 to 8.
You know, I wondered, are they operating the mini track?
I don't know about that.
See, that's something that, okay, so I've been hearing it from up north. I've been hearing it from down south. And it looks like there's a big post going off right now on D23 about how much practice time the guys are given on Saturdays. And I know we went to, you know, Motokazi's deal was thrown together last minute, so they maybe weren't as prepared as they could have been, but we started a little bit early or a little bit late, I think, but we would have got 3 practice sessions in the 4 hours that they were running practice. We skipped the first session because it was a little wet, so we ended up doing 2. And honestly, for what you pay, obviously 2's not quite the best bang for your buck. It sounds like Mora had some issues. Some guys only got a few times. I just gotta believe there's a better way to do practice, and I don't know what it is, but I mean, we gotta get 50s out of there. Well, I guess Jordan, you got quads, you got mini quads, but can't you combine mini quads and 50s?
Yeah, I feel like there should be some combining going on. I think that's part of the issue is that, but for everybody that says that we need to combine classes so we get more ride time, you have the same amount of parents that are saying, no, my kid has to have their own.
Yeah, but what, he gets his own, but then he only gets 3,
Well, I know. I mean, that's the trade-off. I'm with you. I think it sucks. I was kind of bummed on Saturday that that's all we got. I totally understand being the situation that they were in and obviously helping them out as well. I don't want to say it ruined my day because it didn't. I still had a good time, but I mean, it wasn't just a nice leisurely day at the track for me, that's for sure. But
yeah, I don't know what you would do. I mean, or if it makes sense, if you have more classes, so either you're gonna, are you gonna cut the time that you're out there? So you're out there for 5 minutes. Well, then you get 2 laps in, then you're off. Or you have to go longer, or start earlier, go later. But I don't know if there's a cost.
Well, the complaint about that is obviously going to be cost. And, that comes with having to pay flaggers for another hour, having to pay for the ambulance to be there for another hour, which is not cheap. And everybody always goes back to, well, Millville runs 10 to 5. Well, you also got to realize that Millville gets a hell of a lot more riders than anybody else does on a practice day. So they can afford to go 10 to 5.
Yeah.
Sorry if I threw one of our sponsors under the bus there, but it's the cold, hard truth.
No,
Well, I think what it boils down to is you got to figure out, we got to ride at least once an hour, right? That seems like it's pretty much the rate everyone expects. So if you're open for 4 hours, we expect to go out 4 times. If you're open for 5 hours, let's get 5 times. But figure out a way. I don't know too many people that can ride. See, I would be happier if they, instead of doing 15-minute sessions, they did 10-minute sessions and got all 6 groups in an hour rather than only getting 4 groups in an hour and getting more time per each time, because I can't go for 10 minutes hard. I could probably go for, 6 minutes at close to my top speed, but I'm okay with doing more short sessions than fewer longer sessions, if that makes any sense. And I just think that they need to combine, like the AB, they should be together. C, vet, I think those can go together. Or just go out with I'm a vet rider, but I'll go out with B all day long and A. Don't bother me.
Yep, same with me. I would much rather ride with B or with A and B than the vet class when it comes to practice.
I'm not worried about people landing on me. I'm worried about me landing on people.
And if you can, ride decent and hold your line, you don't need to worry about getting landed on. And you don't have to worry about getting yourself in trouble because you're not going to. If you hold your line and you know what you're doing, then it's not a big deal. But
that's the thing that's funny about it is like the disparity in skill level in, like, let's say Jordan, when we race vet. There's guys that are pretty decent, and then there's guys that are really slow. And nothing against them guys. That's the only class that they have at Jordan for a 30-year-old, guy, for an age class. But if you're willing to race with those guys, there should be no problem at all practicing with us.
Yep.
So, I mean, I know there's guys out there that were, I don't even know what lap times are at Jordan. Maybe 50 seconds or 55 seconds. I don't even know. But there's a huge disparity between guys that are winning the vet class and guys that are getting last in the vet class.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and there always has been. I mean, it's been that way since day one.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, I just feel like you can go out there and race with your class or practice with your classification. If you think you're a C rider, go out with C class. Granted, C class used to get a bad reputation because there was some crazy kids in it, but I don't think it's that bad anymore. I've seen,
Oh, nowadays it seems like there's nobody in it.
Yeah. It's not like we got this huge influx of new people that don't know what they're doing out there.
Yeah.
Jeff, was that the same post that they're also talking about the cost?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wrote that
one
down.
Someone brought up Kellogg and how they only got 3 rides out there at Kellogg's practice and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then a lot of people were saying that it was one of the best turnouts they saw at Kellogg.
I don't think this... I don't know. What pops into my brain now is like, maybe you guys are right there, maybe shorten up the times to get that once an hour thing going.
Well, the hard thing to do there, and I mean, if you think about it, it's not that far out of the realm, is, okay, you set a stopwatch. Say it's going to be 10 minutes. No matter what, just about every time, especially in the younger classes, you're going to have that kid that goes past the checkered flag at 9:50, and now you have to wait 2 extra minutes for him to go around.
Right.
So it's not like you can just say, 10 minutes up, everybody off the track.
Yeah.
It'd be sweet if you could. That'd be awesome, but it doesn't work that way.
Right.
So you do kind of have to look at it from both ways, but I do feel like there's got to be something done different. And I totally agree with Jeff that, 15-minute practice sessions they're really not necessary. 10 minutes is more than enough, I think. After 5 minutes, you see guys pulled off to the side of the track, sucking wind. So I think you could cut it down to 10 minutes and be just fine.
My thought.
Well, I think there's got to be more effort put into getting the 50s their own track. I really believe in that because we talked about it at Little Falls. It's like those kids going out there on that track. Granted, they cut the track, which is a good idea, but I think places like Millville and Kellogg that run the separate track and Mankato, that's the right thing to do.
Yeah. But unfortunately, it's not a reality at some places.
Yeah.
With that separate track also incurs more cost, more staff, more prep.
Yeah.
So.
Well, but I mean, you look at how Motokazi does it or did it at Kellogg. It's like they really didn't even have any. They had one. I'm not even sure if he was a staff member up there, kind of running.
Well, usually it was a dad.
Yeah, I'm sure all of them would get in there and make sure things go good and make sure everyone gets track time and stuff. I feel like that could be regulated pretty easy.
Yeah.
There's obviously a lot of parents that watch their kids on 50s like a hawk and are going to make sure that everything goes smoothly and okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
I can also tell you from experience, though, that, when you're doing a track prep, like I used to do down at Kellogg, you're doing a track prep, all of a sudden it's 10 minutes till practice is supposed to start, and you go, oh, shit, I totally forgot about the Pee Wee track.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you maybe don't necessarily have to have, staff out there all day on that Pee Wee track, but you do have to have somebody out there prepping it, and you do have to have somebody out there watering it and taking care of it. So it's not like you can just totally let it go and let them take over. It's not going to work that way, unless you want your kids riding around on a gravel road.
I'll tell you what, guys, that post on Armca that we were talking about, someone named Matt Pearson, pretty much, he put the final nail in the coffin. He says, let's all be friends and agree we all hate quads. End post.
Wow.
I think that's one thing we can all agree on.
Whoa. Whoa. Well, like what I was going to say is, you know, it's like when I was riding and you'd go to Millville, it's like you knew, and maybe it's not like that now, but I remember going there and it just being lines of bikes, you know, and it's like you'd go out for practice and it was like a train all the way around that track, you know. It's like that's just how many bikes were there, and it's like, but you knew that going there, you know. So like, I'm not saying don't change anything. Maybe massage a few things to make it flow or do something to make, you know, get out there a little bit more. But like, you know, if you're going to the races on that weekend, that's what you're gonna get, you know. And
But what's the problem with that if you're riding with guys that are of your same ability?
right, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you're gonna go there. That's what it's gonna be like. If you don't want to go there, then maybe you're gonna have to find. Hopefully, I'm not being a jerk, but like find a different track to a private track, or you know what, maybe go to Meadow Valley and ride. You know, like there you can. I don't even know what it is. Ride all day down there. You know, it's like if you want to get maybe the more bang for your buck, then that's where you're gonna go. But I'm an ass now, ain't I?
Well, and I had buddies that did that on Saturday. They didn't want to come to Jordan because they were worried about not getting their money's worth and were worried about, you know, what the track was going to be like. They kind of thought maybe it was out of their league. I don't understand how you go to Meadow Valley because you're worried about Jordan being out of your league. But,
right,
you know, that's definitely part of it.
Yep.
Tell you what, man, Meadow Valley's out of my damn league. I don't have big enough balls out there.
That's what I was telling one of those guys. I'm like, back in the day when I started riding, if you told me that you were afraid to ride Jordan and you were going to Meadow Valley instead, everybody would have laughed their ass off at you.
I used to refer to it as Medical Valley.
Uh-huh.
But it looks good now, though. I've seen there's a couple, I don't know, some big-ass jump, but, like, you don't have to do that, you know?
No.
Yeah, but it takes the fun out of it, though.
Let's just quad this and get it out of the way.
The thing is, I'm actually kind of excited because it used to be a little boring going to Meadow. I'm glad he made things bigger and more challenging, but it's almost, you know, for my bike, it's, granted, maybe with a little more practice or a little more time on the track, I could nail the jumps that I wanted to, but it's like almost too big now. And I guess maybe I could just double it, you know. What's wrong with that? I don't need to hit the
No
triple.
fun.
So, well, casing it's no fun either, so.
Well, that's true.
I don't have an unlimited budget for radiators shearing off, so I kind of limit that. I think a little gearing change would make a big difference there for me at that track, but I don't intend to make that my primary track this year. I want to try to get out and ride. I guess we're planning a trip to Brookston, so let's get that on the calendar.
We are? Who's this we? Got a turd in your pocket?
I want to get up there and race. The track's awesome.
I do too. So I'm down.
You got a turd in your pocket? Shoot. All right. Let's see. So we got, what is it, Cambridge's this weekend, and then Millville this weekend. is your choices. Dun dun dun. And that's it, boys.
Doesn't look like the weather is going to be all that great this weekend.
70 and sunny.
I'm taking the weekend off. I got to get some parts ordered.
I hate to say it, but I'm kind of in the same boat.
I think everyone needs to make an effort to get out to Jordan next Saturday and support those guys. The only way they're going to stick around is if they show the fairgrounds that it's a viable option. So keep the turnouts good. I don't know if the county fair gets anything from those, but maybe if Lee does, he can, I don't know, maybe things will work out. That would suck to lose Jordan, though. I think everyone realizes that, I hope.
Yeah, that would be, that'd be just as big a kick in the nuts as far as I'm concerned as losing Elko. I mean, that would hurt.
Yeah.
And I know I haven't ridden at Jordan. I think I rode there, twice last year, and, maybe just a few times the year before, but man, looking at the schedule this year, I plan to be over there every time they're open. So.
Yeah, I've adopted a new policy when it comes to priorities in life, and I'm loving it. But it might bankrupt me, but I decided that I had a lot of yard work to do, and I knew Sunday the weather was going to be iffy, but I just kept thinking, I'm never going to remember 20 years from now the time I went and did yard work on Saturday rather than the time I went to Jordan and hung out with my buddies and rode dirt bikes. So, fuck yard work.
Starting to adopt my philosophy in life. I like that.
Yeah, I'm coming around.
You know what? I mowed my lawn today. It looks like shit, but I don't care because I got to go riding on Saturday.
Yeah.
I like that little Facebook thing that was floating around. Is like, motocross will make you a millionaire. And it's like ... if you start as a billionaire.
Yep. The truth too.
I thought that was pretty good. So, shoot. All right, that's all I got. So sorry, I kind of fell behind this weekend. So I'll get the points updated, and hopefully there's no rain this weekend. That's it. East Ruff. I always have a hard time with Russellford.
East Rutherford. I've never heard it really called East Rutherford in anywhere other than Supercross.
Because they just say New York or whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. What time is the race this weekend? It's like at more of a normal time, right?
It's like 7 a.m. 6 a.m.?
6 a.m.?
No.
I'm out.
I think they're trying something new. They're gonna yeah, 6 a.m.
That's the only time slot they could get on national television. So
track walks at 4:30 a.m.
Track walks under the lights at 3.
Yeah.
Oh man!
Wow.
Hey, national TV when no one will be watching.
Exactly. I would like to know how those ratings worked out for them these last 2 weeks.
I gotta believe that their in-stadium turnout had to suck too. Like attendance.
It sure looked like it did. I know their camera work sucked this week.
Well, I was listening to the Racer X podcast today, and I thought they were saying maybe it was Wygant was talking about, since it started at 3 o'clock, it's like, the people that were, say, maybe 5 hours away might not have made that trip because, then you got to get up so early to get going if they didn't, whereas if it's later, you could leave at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, drive up, get to where you need to go, then go to the races, spend the night and go home. But I don't know if that's how that worked out or not, but
Oh. I don't know if it was so tired, if it was because I was so tired last night or what, but I felt like they were using Spider Cam for everything, and it was making me dizzy.
Yeah. See, like, I don't know. My focus just was way off. Like, I didn't even notice really the spider cam. But I'll have to. No, I'm not gonna watch it again. That's a lie. I've already tried twice.
It sounds good, but that's not going to happen.
But yeah, it is kind of normal. So it's 6 o'clock for us. So 7 Eastern.
Unfortunately, I don't know again when I'll watch it, but probably at 9 o'clock on Sunday night.
And then we're back. And then Vegas. Then we're back to my favorite time slot. The 9 p.m. start.
Woohoo!
I think I like that one better too. Maybe 8 is best, but 9 works.
I'm all right with 9. I would much rather stay up till midnight watching it on Saturday night than staying up till midnight to watch it on Sunday night.
Well, that's true, but the rest of us have DVR.
Well, there's that.
Oh, well, I gotta go, gents. I gotta talk to my wife and child.
All right, man.
So,
Well, have fun at your edumacation.
thank you, sirs. See you later.
All right, later. You got anything else, Jason?
No.
That is it. I don't have anything else myself. So that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next Monday. I will be more prepared. I will have the points updated.
Don't make promises you don't intend to keep. You say every week that you're going to be more prepared next week.
All right. Well, okay. I'll at least have the points updated. 'Cause I can for sure guarantee that.
From this week, you mean you'll have the points
Yeah.
updated.
So we'll still be a week behind. But yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next week.
Peace out, y'all.